Hello YouTube, this is Charlie426, and today we have the review of the P-Bandai Exclusive HGUC Efreet. Now, I believe this kit arrived to me last week, and I built it last night. And those who are following my Facebook page, which is also called Charlie426, might have seen some pictures, and I just uploaded some pictures this morning, and here we have the review. Now, this is my fourth Efreet kit. So as you can see four. You can see the Efreet Schneid behind there. You have the Efreet Kai HGUC, of course, also P-Bandai, and the Efreet Nacht or Nacht on the back, which is also P-Bandai. This is my fourth Efreet kit, so I won't be going on articulation because it's pretty much the same articulation because the inside build is also the same. Now, what I will be going through are the difference between all the Efreet, well, the difference or the main difference, and the unique parts, and what part is a sticker and what part is color separated, and also its equipment and leftover parts. Alright, so let's get on to the review. Now, once again, I do have another question for my viewers. If you do want to see me make a video on dealing with the Efreets, like which version of the Efreet was the best or my personal favorite, or I can go on and make a video on showing all the differences between the Efreets and showing the pros and cons of each of them. So if you want to see that video, let me know. Okay, so I'm not sure what to put this on, but I think I'll take away the stand and I'll put it right over to the side to show you guys what you're supposed to get. So first of all, before I go on to the polycaps, as usual, I want to show you guys the leftover pieces. Now, because most of the time, any P-Bandai kit you get, there is a high chance that you will get some leftover pieces. So here we go. First of all, I'll show you guys on the stuff that I didn't cut off from the plate because, yeah, there were some empty plates and a little bit of leftover parts. Now, here we have the feet. I believe these feet are the common ones that you get from the Efreet Schneid, and if you did buy the Efreet Kai like me, I believe these are the same feet. And the head part, which is actually interesting because I am going to talk about this part in particular for this kit. Anyway, you get the feet part leftovers, and then once again, if you have the lower feet, you have the top feet, or these parts. Once again, you get the gray ones. So if you don't want to, because this version actually uses a different style design, so yeah. And you get some leftover thrusters, which I cannot remember where these are supposed to go, but if I remember correctly, I think these are from the Efreet Kai on the side boosters and stuff. And then here's some parts that I did cut off, if I can actually grip them. Yeah, I think I should have prepared these earlier, but oh well. Now you get these parts as another extra parts. Now those who bought the Efreet Nacht might be familiar with these. Oh, here we go. Now another question is that you get blue leftover handguard. So the normal Efreet that we're going to review uses gray ones, but if you don't like the gray ones, I guess you can use the blue ones. So that's that. You get this leftover head part, which I can't remember which Efreet actually uses. I think it was the first Efreet Schneid, so that's that. And there it goes. For some reason, I guess the antenna is kind of different, but you do get a leftover an antenna, which is good because I'm always afraid of breaking such fragile stuff. I believe you're supposed to get two of these, but you only get one leftover. But yeah, I can't find the other one. But you have this leftover, which goes on the top of the feet, which a lot of you should be familiar with if you bought the Efreet Schneid. And you get these missile pods, which is also from the Efreet Kai, but you only get the back side. You do not get the front side as usual. So I guess I don't know. Maybe you can make your own version as well. And this time it's actually blue, while the Nacht gave its leftovers as black or gray. And also more stuff from the Efreet Kai. Of course, you got the arm guards, but the problem is for these ones, you're missing the missiles. I think those are what they're called, or grenades, but whatever. You're missing those parts. And that's pretty much it for the leftover parts. Now let's go on to the stuff what you're supposed to get. First of all, you have some leftover polycaps. Once again, the neck joint the one you use on this kit is a plastic one. You get some sticker sheet, and well, it's kind of sticker heavy. Some parts are easy to color, some parts can be annoying, and I will talk about which part I use and not as well. And this time I did not color. I didn't use some stickers, and I didn't color them at all because I thought, I mean, it looked pretty good without it, on my personal perspective. So yeah. And then here we have the normal stuff. Now for the hands, you get 4 hands in total, I believe. You get 2 multi-purpose hands, which I'm currently using on both sides, and then you get 1 open hand for the, I believe this is the left arm, and then you get a trigger finger for the right arm. So that's that. And for the long-range weapon, sort of, you get a shotgun, and I believe this is the same shotgun that you get as when you buy the HGUC Camphor, which I haven't got one yet, but I do really want to get one soon. And you get this part, which you just take off the handle and then replace it with this. Now I do not like this version because it really hinders the process, like some poses a lot, and kind of tricky to pose for me. So I'm not gonna demonstrate this, but I'm going to demonstrate it with this because the trigger finger is one of those the angled wrist version things, which I'm not really sure if this specific kit was really necessary to have that, but since they did give this, unless there's only this type of hand can actually hold this shotgun. But yeah, so I'm gonna take that away. And here's the interesting part. This is something I was kind of hoping to see with this version of the Efreet. Because for the Efreet Kai, every time I see him in games or scenes, his blades were always yellow, glowing, so I assume it's always like that. So yeah, I was expecting at least this, but this is something I was hoping to see. You get a gray blade. Now you get two handles and blades like that. But for the blades you get 4. You get 2 orange ones and 2 gray ones. So what I did was that in the games and all the scenes I've seen, the Efreet always had 1 heat saber, and it was always gray. So I assume it was either always gray or like the Efreet Kai, similarly, it would glow when it's in combat use, since it is a heat saber. So I made 1 each. So I have leftovers, 1 orange and 1 gray, and this is not exactly the same heat sabers as from the Goof Custom, or not Goof Custom, I mean the Goof. So yeah, but it's really, I'm kind of happy to see the gray ones because when you store the gray one onto the side, it looks more natural. I can't, because when I first got the Efreet Kai and then I stored the blades on the side or on the back, with the orange blades, it kind of felt awkward for me at a certain point. Alright, now let's get on to the difference parts. Now, as I mentioned, the articulation is pretty much the same, so you can always check my other reviews, which I believe only the Efreet Schneid, I dealt with the articulation. Now let's go on with the stickers. Now, as obviously the eye is a sticker, and I believe, I think they fixed the wobbly mono eye, because for this Efreet version, the mono eye doesn't move that easily inside. And if you want to move the mono eye, you have to either get something like these and move it from the inside, or take off the entire head part and then move the mono eye. Now I want to talk about the top of the head. Now this black piece on top, for some reason, is not a single piece, but this is a double piece. You have the front part and the back part. This one actually has Vulcans, like normal mobile suits from the Federation. I mean, there were some Zaku's that also had Vulcans on their heads, so don't get me wrong, I know what I'm saying. Now, usually up to this point, all the Efreet heads, the black section on there, were a single piece like this, but for some reason this guy is a double piece, which I found it interesting, but I could be overthinking myself. Okay, now for the chest. The chest, well, this part is pretty much the same now. The inside of the vents is entirely orange, and you are required to put a... Well, no, these orange parts are, or yellow, whatever you call them, are separate pieces, and then on the inside is also technically a gray piece, but they do tell you to put on stickers like these on top of it. So, kind of unnecessary, but I kind of felt like doing it, so yeah, I mean, honestly, if you didn't use these stickers, it wouldn't be that much of a big deal as well. Okay, and so yeah. So other than that, most of the parts are pretty much identical as the Efreet Schneid. Of course, the shoulders are obviously different, and the arm guards are obviously different as well. And the backpack, oop, that was my laptop. But the backpack also pretty much the same. I think I think I should check that out. No, actually. Oh yeah, it is actually the same backpack. As you can see, the Efreet Schneid was actually pretty sticker heavy when you think about it, but yeah. You're supposed to put stickers on the backpack as well, similar to the Schneid, but I did not use those as well because I didn't really feel like it, and I don't know. I always thought the Efreet was never like a really colorful mobile suit, so I thought like having orange stickers on like here and there would make it look awkward. Of course, for those who are really serious in terms of like color accuracy, I can't argue with them. Okay, another thing about this is that despite having two blades, you can only store them onto the side because you have these parts, and unlike the Efreet Kai, you do not have the holes to put these holders onto the backpack, because I believe the backpack is also a little bit different. Well, not a little bit, but actually a different by a good amount. So that's that. And another thing is that you can store the shotgun onto the back section if you want to do so. I believe it's supposed to go on something like this. I'm going to put the handle right over there. And for the spikes, another thing for the spikes, those are all separate pieces. These white parts are separate pieces, and these do not fall off that easily, which I am extremely thankful for. Okay, another part which kind of bugged me, these parts. This black section here is supposed to be a sticker. I colored in my own Gundam marker. And then on here, you're supposed to put a sticker here. And then you're supposed to put another one of those weird-ass orange stickers that does not make any sense onto the side of vents. Not the inside, but the outside of the vent. I really suck at doing this. And this bottom section right here, the black section here, is also supposed to be a sticker. I colored that in black. Basically, in a nutshell, I did not use any orange stickers on this because I felt like it kind of ruined the color, except for the vents, which those are pieces, so I can take that in. But other places, I have to think. Okay, also once again, this is the main sticker I've extremely hated ever since I got the Schneid. Those stickers right over there. I really did not understand how they worked, but they somehow work if you kind of force them in. But I did not want to use that on this. To the fact that once again, they're orange. Come on, camera. They're orange, as usual. And also, I forgot to mention, on this section right over here, like the Schneid, you're supposed to, on the Schneid, I believe, on the purple piece, you have to use a white or gray silver sticker. You also have to use a light blue sticker, the color that's something like this on here. I did not want to use that because I really hate wrapping stickers on a round piece. And now, I don't want you guys to get the wrong idea where I don't hate stickers, but I really don't mind using stickers as long as it's on a flat surface, but putting them on a roundish surface is something I really don't like doing. Okay, once again, spikes. These things do not fall off that easily, at least on mine. The back skirt does not move as usual. And now here's the part where I was never ever ready for. Now you see this white section on the back. This front section here is a separate it's a separate white piece. This part on the back you see is not. It's the same color as here, and they require you to put a sticker on it and on a round surface. What I did was use a white Gundam marker using multiple coats. At first it was working pretty well, and then my shaky hands took place and got a little bit messy, so I have to you have to clean these up soon. But once again, I think I got the the correct tone of white using my Gundam marker, so I'm happy about that. Okay, now once again, we've seen what part is a sticker and what part isn't. And articulation wise, it's pretty much what you expect from a modern HGUC kit. I mentioned on this Schneid, but you have a double jointed band, you have a double jointed leg. The front skirt also, once again, they come in a single piece, but you can divide them if you want to do so. The front skirt does not. The front skirt moves. The side skirt doesn't move, but still you can go about 90 degrees to the side. To the front, to the side, you can't go that much. You can force it, but I don't recommend it. And you have a side swivel. Once again, shoulders. As I mentioned in my previous reviews, the shoulders this is how it works. The way how you connect to the main body is using a plastic ball joint here, and then there's another ball joint going upwards to connect the main shoulder. And unlike the Efreet Kai, which had some shoulder issues, which for me personally, which fall off pretty easily, this one does not have that issue. So I guess they did fix like the small itty bitty bugs within the kit. And for the way how you store the blade is just you have to clip it onto the end tip right over there, well, on the inside tip, and then there you go. And since these things are connected to a peg, you can pretty much rotate them around. Usually I would see the Efreet in games like storing one saber onto this side and holding, if he had to, he would be holding one like this. Okay, now the problem with these kind of kits is that their designs, every time you go to Gundam Wiki, they would always be posing something like this. Instead of like having the folding part in front, they would have the arms like this. So problem is, I think the designers would like base their kit designs on like this pose. So I think that's why they give you the angled ball joint trigger finger like this. Once again, it's kind of awkward and you cannot fold it front, so you're gonna have to do this. Problem with this is that it kind of collides with the armor, so just be careful. It can pop out a little bit easily. Anyway, that was pretty much it for the review. Once again, if you're a big Efreet if you're a big fan of the Efreet, go for this. I think personally, this might be my top 1 or top 2 favorite Efreet of all the 4. Once again, if you guys want to see that video, please let me know. And also, if you love the Efreets, go for this. This is pretty much like a must-have, at least, collection. So if you guys got any more questions or requests, leave a comment below. I still have more kits to buy and build and make reviews out, so please stay tuned. Until then, see you guys next time!